I watch a lot of joint locks, and people, because they're not sensitive to the work, what they do is they tense up and they try to rip through joint locks. It's okay if you're stronger than your guy. It's not okay if you're not. Joint locking is a sensitivity. There's a point. So when you do joint locking, you're going to find, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. There, see, he starts to tip. Now I have it. There is such a fine line of where you have that lock, because there's a certain point before he can fight me and it won't work. And there's a certain point where I'm late where he just escapes out of it. So when you get good with this, you'll find that sensitivity in that point right there, where you feel like you have that really good. So how you practice that is you have to start with non-resistance, right? So what happens is I have to find whatever joint lock I'm using. I want to go into it, and what I'm feeling is, where's his point of balance? Right now I don't have him. Right now, right there, right here. That's where I want it. I can feel at that point I have him really good. And they're all the same like that. You know, there's a point where there. You can feel where it is, right? So as you put it on, right, you know where that is. And you have to learn these like this slow to feel it. Otherwise, you'll want to muscle through it. And that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to control the structure. At some point, too, what has to happen is you have to have him where he goes and tenses up. So he fights it, right? And so what's going to happen is I don't have that tip point, and I could feel like I want to fight with it. But I don't. What I want to do is I want to find a point where it gets weaker for him. If he tenses up really hard, I don't want to try and crank this on. What I need to do is I need to continue on the motion until I find that point where there's weakness. Look, I'm going to have him tense up really, really hard. Fight, fight, fight. So as he does this, right, I don't want to go like this, you know what I mean? What I want to do is find it and just circle through it around his point of tension. And then there's that point right where you feel it, where you have it, and you can put it on. It's such a fine line. Then what you want to do is you want to do it while he's trying to escape. So if I'm going like this, he's trying to get out of there. So I have to feel that point of tension. So as he escapes, he goes, right, I can find where he thinks he's going to escape. Right? Now we got to play and experiment with it all the time. And then you'll find that tip point. But here's the deal. This is where people screw this up. So you don't get the lock everyone every time in the things you want. That's in class. A lot of times people tense really hard, or they're really strong, or they pull really hard, or they fight out of it. And what we do is we fixate on the lock. So if I think I want to do this lock and he fights it and he goes away from it, and I'm still trying to do the lock, you see the tension in how I get stuck? At some point, if you don't feel like you have that tip point, you have to abandon it and find something else to do. Otherwise, he's just going to continue. It's never going to go on. So, like I said, that's why you start slow to learn the tip point. You can feel in time when you don't have it. You go to put this on and he'll go, no. He'll just fight it, and I don't have it. At that point, I have to find something else. So that's the important part. You have to know when to get out of it. Okay, I don't have it. This isn't going to happen. All right, maybe I got to do something else that sets my work up properly. Don't get trapped in the lock to where you can't go to the next motion. It's so important. You find this because we're so used to working with compliant people who allow us to do this stuff to them. And then one day you run into this really big guy and you go to put it on and he goes, no. And then you're trying to do this and then it just looks bad and it doesn't work and it's silly. You feel that guy and he goes, no. It's like, oh, no, we don't. We got to find something else to continue this, to make this happen. Right? That's just what it is. Continual flow, continual movement. But if you don't understand where that point of the body is, how are you going to put these on when you have the opportunity? Just go really slow, practice all the time, feel where the body moves, where you have control, where you can move people, and you'll have better luck. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that video, please watch the next two. I think you'll find them very helpful.